I mean, would you be asking me to introduce myself on film, or?
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying to everyone.
It's probably best if you introduce me.
Right. Okay.
My name's Tony Gosling. I'm an ex-BBC radio reporter, now freelance journalist and researcher.
I'm Keith Madeley, chairman of the Province of Yorkshire West Riding's Media Information Committee.
I'm the director of the Centre for Research into Freemasonry at the University of Sheffield, which is the first university centre to be devoted wholly to the study of Freemasonry.
I had recently had a letter threatening me with personal violence if I continue to publish things about Freemasonry, and also if I published the letter. So of course, you know, it's not difficult for me to decide. I immediately published the letter.
Freemasonry is an organisation which stands for friendship, charity and integrity of its members.
It's the largest secular form of social organisation that we've got in this country.
It's a tradition that's been passed down from generation to generation for at least centuries, possibly even longer.
There's lots of swearing of oaths goes on, but the two main things are, first, that they will protect the secrets of Freemasonry above all other things, and also that they will protect their fellow Masons above all others too.
I think most people probably would think of Freemasonry as a secret society.
Yeah, that's absolute rubbish. If it was a secret society, I wouldn't be sat here talking to you today.
Fundamentally, the aim of Freemasonry is moral self-improvement.
They really do take the moral high ground. They believe they are better than other people. That's why they talk of non-Masons as, in quotes, the profane, those that really don't understand and are ignorant.
Because of the secrecy in the organisation, people outside Freemasonry, it's very difficult for them to know what Freemasonry is, and what its activities are, and what its agenda is, if there is an agenda.
In what we call the craft masonry, which is general Freemasonry, there are 3 levels.
The first degree, the second degree and the third degree, you've got entered apprentice as the first degree, fellow craft as the second degree, and master mason as the third degree. All the different systems around the world have that in common.
There are others. The total number is supposedly 33.
The others are separate organisations which only admit Freemasons.
I've seen references written by 33rd degree Masons to other degrees and higher degrees.
But it's interesting that Freemasonry is a sort of system within a system, because it's relatively easy to enter those first 3 levels, but to get higher than that, basically the hierarchy within the upper Freemasonry will select you as a member who's one of those lower levels.
There is a sort of hierarchy, and there is a ranking system, but that's not directly related to the system of degrees. You can have all 33 degrees without ascending very high up the actual the bureaucratic hierarchy, the administrative hierarchy.
It's one of the interesting paradoxes of Freemasonry, that although it's an organisation where everybody meets the term is on the level as the same person,
We have a saying that you can be a duke or a dustman.
it's actually one of the last bastions of aristocratic control in this country.
There's very little that Freemasons, when asked, will not tell you. The only things we will not disclose are the modes of recognition. You've heard reference to the Masonic handshake.
There are many, many others which differ as you go through the degrees.
For example, standing with your feet at right angles to each other and having your hands at different angles.
So the higher you progress through the degrees of Freemasonry, the more modes of recognition you'll learn.
I mean, I've actually witnessed myself people on planning committees and developers both speaking in Masonic language, saying things like on the level or on the square in public places. So they're basically saying to each other, look, please don't talk about this here, let's talk about it in the lodge.
If somebody came in to me who'd heard I was a Freemason and attempted to give me a Masonic sign to try and get business, I would just say, please leave my premises.
The real secret is the contents of that ritual that they perform.
The rituals involve very graphic reenactments of death threats.
The individual is like the star of a play.
You have to bare your chest. You have a dagger, a sharp dagger, actually touching your skin by your heart.
It's a wonderful occasion for the candidate.
You have a hoodwink over your head, the same sort of hoodwink as a hangman would put over a victim, and also a noose around your neck. When
you talk to them afterwards, they really are taken up. Find it very, very superb, and they enjoy it.
Because it's something that's bound them together with other men, that it's something that for them has been an improving process.
The rituals are so arcane that the vast majority of Freemasons don't even understand what their own rituals are about, what they mean.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm a fairly senior Mason. I'm a Grand Officer, and I spend a lot of time with new members to make sure that they understand the ceremony, the meaning of it.
Also, the rituals have been changed. So if you look before 1717, the rituals were different. They're not allowed to carry out pre-1717 rituals anymore.
Very few fraternal organisations, Richard, have the disciplinary procedures, and we do.
The punishments, like the rituals in Freemasonry, are secret. But having said that, they've been widely published.
There are expressions used like your tongue will be torn out by the root, your entrails will be scattered on the seashore.
To take the middle ground, I would say that Freemasonry does prescribe some fairly brutal and terrifying sounding punishments for giving away its secrets, but officially those punishments are no longer carried out. Rituals and the symbols are devices that have been very cleverly designed, ingeniously devised to pass down knowledge, wisdom from generation to generation.
It really is interesting, but one needs to go through the ceremony to appreciate, its meanings.
It's evident that many different types of people are Freemasons, and that for some, an interest in and use of the symbols and finding out about the symbols is going to be very, very important to them. For others, they're more likely to be going along treating it as a kind of extension of the golf club or even Rotary.
Many of them are satanic symbols. If you take a visit to the Grand Lodge in Great Queen Street in London and have a look at the grand entrance porch there, you'll see a giant brass pentagram. Sitting in the entrance as it does, it obviously has quite a lot of prominence, quite a lot of importance, that symbol. What exactly, it's not clear.
Well, it's as I mentioned, everything has a symbolic